Paymaster automatic slack adjusters from Rockwell. They offer the smart trucker the benefits of reduced maintenance costs, reduced downtime, more consistent braking, and more even brake wear. In this presentation, we'll see that proper installation of Paymaster automatic slack adjusters is a quick, efficient process. Before we begin, there are several important considerations. Be sure brakes are in good operating condition. Also, make sure the brakes are fully released and chuck the vehicle's wheels if you're servicing the vehicle on the ground. The first step is to remove the manual slack adjuster and old clevis. Assemble the collar and clevis together. Be sure to clean the air chamber push rod threads. Next, install the collar and clevis on the push rod. Make sure it is loosely threaded and not tightened against the jam nut. Alignment is very important to dependable operation and long service. Alignment is checked with a template. Templates for both tractors and trailers are available. Be sure you use the correct one. In this case, we need the tractor template. Making sure the brakes are not applied, align the template's camshaft hole with the camshaft center. Next, insert the large clevis pin through the template into the clevis. Then look to see if the small clevis hole lines up with the template. Since the pins and holes do not line up, the clevis must be repositioned on the air chamber push rod. When you think you have it in the right position, again use the template to verify alignment. This time, everything looks fine. At this point, the clevis is aligned. However, it is necessary to check for proper engagement of the clevis on the air chamber push rod. There must be at least 1/2 inch thread engagement, but not more than 1/8 inch of the rod extending through the clevis. In this case, we're over 1/8 inch. Therefore, it must be trimmed. After trimming the push rod, the clevis must be locked into position. This is done by simply tightening the jam nut against the back of the collar. Then lubricate the camshaft splines with an anti-seize compound and install the slack adjuster. It is important to use spacing washers before installing the camshaft snap ring. Use washers as necessary to obtain 62 thousandths maximum clearance space between the washer and the snap ring. Rotate the slack by hand to ensure adequate clearance to all chassis components. The next step is to remove the pawl from the automatic slack adjuster. Removing the pawl prevents damage to the adjusting mechanism. Now you can align and fasten the adjuster to the clevis. Turn the manual adjusting nut until the large hole on the clevis and the adjuster align. It's a good idea to double-check alignment with the template. Templates for both tractors and trailers are available. Be sure you use the correct one. Use the large clevis pin to hold the template in place. Make sure the camshaft hole lines up with the template. Next, try to fit the small clevis pin in place. If everything lines up correctly, remove the pins and coat them with anti-seize type compound. Install the cotter pins to hold the clevis pins in place. Now it's important to adjust the brakes. Begin by turning the manual adjusting nut counterclockwise until the shoes touch the drum. Then back off the adjusting nut a half turn. Install the pawl and tighten it to between 15 and 20 foot-pounds of torque. A final step is to verify chamber stroke. Two methods can be used to check for proper stroke of the air chamber. In the first method, use a pry bar to move the slack adjuster back. The movement you observe at the push rod should be from 5/8 inch to 3/4 inch. If your measurement is larger or smaller, adjust the brake until it falls within the specified range. Note, if the adjustment is too tight, remove the pawl before backing off the slack adjuster. If it is too large, turn the adjusting nut counterclockwise 1/8 of a turn and recheck. For the second method, measure the distance from the collar to the bottom of the chamber without the brakes applied. Then fully apply the brakes to a maximum of 85 psi, and again measure the distance from the collar to the chamber. This difference between these two measurements is the chamber stroke. Compare your measurement with the manual's chart. A correct stroke must be less than those listed. If the stroke exceeds the limits listed in the table, adjust as necessary. And there you have it. If you follow the procedures presented here, installing Paymaster automatic slack adjusters can be a quick process. More importantly, a little effort here saves a whole lot of wasted time under the vehicle. Before you install your Paymaster automatic slack adjuster, take a moment to view this videotape again, or consult the Rockwell International Field Maintenance Manual for step-by-step installation procedures.